let's go back in time to the first year of Arrested Development.
Right.
It goes to the Emmys and it pulls off this miracle, doesn't it? Best
Yes.
comedy series.
Absolutely.
What were you thinking?
Well, we were just blown away. We were blown away that we got nominated. And then to win, freshman year was, so exciting. We were all screaming, and we were sitting way in the back of this humongous theater. It took like 5 minutes for everybody to run. I don't think they expected us to win because we were so far away, but it was thrilling.
Earlier on that evening, you had won writing and directing, so you had hints along the way that this could happen. But still, when you win for a freshman show that wasn't really high in the ratings, it certainly was the underdog going in there. It's that kind of Hail Mary, long shot win.
And it kind of, helped keep us on the air because the ratings weren't that good. And the critics were so wonderful, that they really liked the show. I think that combined with the Emmy win and the fans. We had a lot of diehard fans that kept writing in and supporting the show. Kept us on for 3 seasons.
What's it like to be part of a show that has this kind of fanatic fan following, this cult status? Because it's not the casual fan of a regular show. These are people who are really into Arrested Development. Has anyone ever walked up to you at a shopping mall and said, "Whack, take that, Lucille"?
No, I tell you, I'm so lucky. People have been so nice. They love Lucille.
There's nothing to love about Lucille.
Well, it's the fantasy of, we actors, we get to live out our fantasy anger and, zinger remarks and whatever, and we get paid for it too. And I think people relate to that. They say, oh, my mother's just like that. Or they understand Lucille. They do. She's not a bad person. She's not. She's not.
Then what's her problem? She just doesn't care about the lower classes or other people? Or?
She's just so self-involved. She loves her children. She just doesn't know how to socially, she has no social graces, let's put it that way.
Does she care at all about the lower classes, let's say?
No.
No. Does she have any idea when she's being insensitive that she's being insensitive?
No, and that's the fun of it. She has no idea. Like when she says something to her housekeeper, it was in one of the old episodes about something, and Michael upbraids her for insulting the woman, her housekeeper, and she doesn't even have a house or whatever. She doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it. But it's not, I don't ever look at characters that I play, which are mostly villainous characters. I never look at them as villains. I look at them as people with multi-layered, complex problems.
What are some of Lucille's favorite zingers from those first 3 seasons that you look back with and say, yeah, we nailed it?
Well, I don't know if they're zingers, but I know some of my favorite lines. Like one of my favorite lines, something sad happens, and Lucille says, I feel like crying, but I can't spare the moisture. Then she has another one, I don't understand the question, and I won't respond to it. So the waitress has asked her, do you want your tuna fish sandwich open on a platter or in a sandwich? I don't understand the question, and I won't respond to it. Zingers? Oh my God, I can't remember. She has so many. So many. I don't know.
F. Scott Fitzgerald once famously said, the rich are different from you and me. And Hemingway gave him guff and said, yeah, they have more money. But I would side with Scott and say they are different, aren't they? Because, and I think the Bluth family is a really good example of this, and that is once you have all those riches and that status, and you lose it, it's almost impossible ever to accept the letting go, isn't it?
Very perceptive. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, one of the goals that Lucille has is she has to hang on to that lifestyle. What does she have to do in order to accomplish that? And she does a lot of horrible things. She wants to keep her lifestyle going. It's a desperation. And I think comedy, if you're not desperate, it's not funny.
Your grandson on the show, George Michael, says, my family, they're all liars. That's probably true. Anything else characterize these rascals?
Honestly, I think one of the reasons the show sort of caught on was that it's a family, and we, from way back, whether it's Romeo and Juliet or everything's based on, from Shakespeare's time, family stuff. And they're dysfunctional, but they need each other. There are specific relationships. You know, they're still together in spite of it all. I think that's what's important about them.
Do you think there's a lesson in this family, as crazy as they are, when applied to all families?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think, you know, based on truth. Comedy is based on truth, I think, the good comedy, and our writers are the best. But it's how do they stay together? How do we keep this family together? You know, Michael's been trying to do it for all those episodes, Jason Bateman character. And in their own way, each character, even though they may try to move away, they're still caught because they're related.
In terms of your own mother, was she at all, did she have even a little inkling of Lucille in her?
You know, I think everybody does. My mother was the opposite of Lucille in many ways, in that she was never rich. She was an immigrant to this country. You know, it's a whole nother can of peas. But she could have her little snippets of, you know, zingers. You know what I mean? She definitely could. Or she had humor, too, because one day she was very upset. She came to visit me in my apartment. I said, "What's the matter, Mom?" She said, "Well, I got a parking ticket. I got a parking ticket." I said, "Well, were you parked illegally?" She said, "It could have gone either way." You know, she had humor about it, but she didn't mean it in a funny way. You know, she's serious about that. Could have gone either way. I don't know. Or she'd say to me things like, oh, her friends would say, well, "How's your daughter's career going?" My mother would always say till the day she died, "You know, she's still getting it out of her system." You know, "Mom, I miss you."
Thanks.